I'm not into that, but 1-0. T-side leading, going in for the SMG purchase. No armor on the CTs, this could get costly.
That little flash bounce from Isaac we saw him using previously, blinding up Abil. However, he needs to take out that last CT back by... Okay, yeah, he did that.
He's done that. Yeah, he was there.
Moving on to the next.
Actually, let's turn X-ray on. Let's see if we can get that on, Mitch.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I'd like to see through the. Oh, such a hacker.
Great cheat mid.
So now we can understand if they are. If we do need a vac check.
Yeah, we can call over Gabe and always.
I'm also going to fly.
Crosshair placement, brilliant.
Stunning. It's actually not bad. Doesn't matter. It was so close, and then it didn't matter.
There was something positive to take from his death.
Yes.
He aimed correctly.
Well, initially he did.
Correct. Okay, so next thing to work on will just be correction of aim. After
I'm enjoying this buy up here as well for the Spaniards. Right now, P90, Orc, and an M4. No armor except for on Abil. That's delicious.
It's just a very... Yeah.
A very yup.
Are you okay there?
He finds it really funny when they don't buy armor. Really tickles him.
Yeah, I was definitely tickled.
That's Rock. Interesting spray control style brought out Mitch. Is that reminiscent of something you've ever seen before?
Yeah, me when I was last Tuesday playing this game, to be honest.
Did you win rounds like that?
No.
No.
I got pooped on. But Rock made it work there. Obviously, if you're walking forward... Here's the thing, right? Like the whole hip fire aspect of Battlefield, right? You can sort of...
Yeah.
You can walk forward and spray at that range and you're usually fine. In CSGO, you will get punished for it. It won't work.
Yeah. That was actually one of the hardest things I had to learn. Like when I was like trying to actually hit things. Simple challenge in CS, but rather a critical point of the game. Like moving is the worst thing you can do. Unless you're walking around with a scout and you're just jumping.
Yep.
You do not want to move at all. But COD players, Battlefield players, any player that isn't a CS player will instantly have the instinct to prone, jump, or crouch move.
Or move while you fire as well.
Yep.
That's one thing Call of Duty 4 playing the SMG class as well. You never really stop moving.
Just running with that 74U and you take everything out. But yeah, you get punished so heavily for that in CS. And then you sit there the entire time wondering why you can't hit Jack. And the answer is very simple. You're not staying still.
So let's see here.
Tips for Toby. I like this.
It's the tips for the people who have battled their way up from silver. Who are still trying. They're still trying to be like the Aussie battlers coming up from silver. Aussie battler.
I enjoy some of Toby's titillating tips every now and then.
Titillating tips.
Who doesn't?
And
on planet?
Yes, it is.
I was planning, guys, huh?
Isaac's on 2 HP, so this is actually possible, considering there's a P90 in play with a bit of body armor.
And Abil's done work with this in the last couple of rounds.
Still needs to get this kill, though.
Oh, Isaac's going to try and peek it as well when he walks out.
He actually ends up flashing himself.
All right, but this could be difficult. So, Ivan, who stepped?
He's behind you. No.
Oh, I just didn't hear it. But time is of the essence, and I don't think he's got a defuse kit. He doesn't have this.
No, there's no point actually even trying to do this. He's still going to be too close.
You can't live there.
Kaboom.
It was not possible to run away far enough.
No, definitely not.
Poland performing as expected.
Yeah.
Against potentially top 3 of our teams here at CS up against probably the bottom one from what we've seen today. It's just been a tough run for Spain. So it's not a surprising result to see. I mean, we are seeing these the Orgs come out. And everyone's sort of, everyone on the Spaniard side is sort of getting some kills here and there, but yeah, it's a bit rough for them right now.
Yeah, it's the difference, isn't it, though? Are you struggling to go to first person?
No, I have no issues with that whatsoever.
But it's the difference between useful kills like Isaac's game, which is literally opening the round and then closing the round. Like, this guy is literally going 3K almost every single round, and it's not just the exit kills, it's not just kills that don't really equate to anything, they're kills that will surmount in the round win, which is absolutely massive for the T side. And it's having the power of confidence as well. He is happy to be peeking every single angle because he knows he'll probably win at least the first shot, which an AK can be almost a one-shot considering these guys, optionally buy armor. So yeah, so far Isaac being very impressive, and the rest of the team can actually step up as well. That's the other part that you can't look beyond. Cubeston and Rock have both had their rounds as well, as Mitch just really bad at observing.
I looked at the wrong screen. I want to see if the smokes would be any good for this one, but...
They're not even using them. That's
No, I saw like someone throw a nade over. It was probably just a flash here. Isaac with 1% of health on the plant.
He's doing the bulldozer. He's just going in first, getting the opener, and then hoping the rest of his team can kind of do enough to negate anything else. But the retake's so slow coming out from the CT side. By the time they get there, that bomb is probably already going to be near on exploding.
With even moving quickly up through Palmers when you got that smoke, Braxton can't do anything. In fact, he almost should be saving weapons at this point. They both should have been looking at that and just get armor for the next round.
Yeah, so they can do kind of like the shoddy force buy going forward. I guess Augs are fairly cheap. I actually don't know the economy in relation to buying Augs and such instead of M4s or like Galils or Famases. It doesn't really work in my brain, but you could easily just go on cheap buys going forward when you've got this much of a round loss coming in.
Isaac with the flash over towards A.
He's got, look at this is what I'm talking about. This is the confident play. They're literally 2 flashes that allow you the first peek. And he can take his time with the shots.
Positions are so obvious too, because there's nothing that's holding him back. Like if the CTs could afford some kind of flash or grenade or smoke, make it difficult when he comes in. But every single time Isaac moves, he's the one throwing the smokes, throwing the flash. He's the one that's controlling the vision areas. And just because of that, he can find kill after kill. And just like that, waiting in the vents, Braxton didn't look for it. They don't break the vent when he walks past. It only requires 1 bullet from a pistol. It doesn't take you any time to do it. So yeah, this is just one of those things where keeping map control is really, really critical. That's a little bit more of a Dota term.
Map control?
A little bit.
Critical.
But it's the same kind of thing in CS.
No, it's massively true, especially on the T side. Ignoring, let's say, the utility element of being able to take map control, i.e. using flashes and such, the presence Ts can gather... Jesus Christ, Mitch.
All right, watch this.
Okay, so the element of T-side control, generally against good teams, you'll see them having to get slower control of these apps, stop them pushing up, getting onto that ledge, or get control on towards short. So basically, you're keeping your options as open as feasibly possible, because then the CT side just don't gather the information. It's as much of a game of, if I don't see them by now, where are they, as to, okay, well, I've just seen them all. You can gather so much from even not seeing players, and you see, especially on maps like, let's say Inferno T-side, for example, something you've not seen. So getting banana control and apps control opens up the whole map, because the CT side are so late gathering the information. So it kind of translates at a high level. Right now, we've just seen an org mow people down.
I always remember, like, back when I was first trying to learn CS,
Yeah.
I realized I've just gone technicolored with some kind of pen marking that was there for my sweat. No one's going to know what that one means until I appear on camera again.
Just keep your arms down.
But yeah, a good mate of mine called Pandan taught me a lot about CS. He was the manager of a team called Archaic, actually. You probably know Craig, right?
All too well.
Yeah, so he was my housemate for a very long time, so we had some good times.
Come on, chop.
But he always used to tell me about CS, and to think of it from an angle of like red sections and I don't know if he used the term white sections, but it was pretty much that. So the red sections is what you don't have any control over whatsoever as far as the map goes. So you just move forward, you take it over, and then it becomes a white section because this belongs to you. And then a white section should move wherever your objective is. So that's just one of those things too, like you run around this map with your head cut off and like all 3 people together, you've got a very small white section, and the red section belongs to everybody else. Or at least you have to assume it does.
No, so it's a really good way of actually looking at it. It's quite a simplistic, yet it really does describe at a very high level how to kind of negate and also control that element as well, because that's when utility comes into question. That's when, okay, well, can we really gather the control on this area? Can we get that red zone, let's say, into our hands, yes or no, with it being safe or a risk? And it's like, well, if I commit a smoke here, does that mean then I can spiral off the back and then gather control of it? Sure, okay, that's worth the investment. And it's kind of the knock-on effect of that. It's like, how much do I invest into this? Is it worth it? Do they play this all the time? Have we seen it in the demos? You can kind of go beyond that. But this is very high-level meta stuff, and currently we're watching... it's Isaac, at least, but, you know.
It's still basic, though. Like when you're first trying to understand a game, you have to understand where you should be looking.
Yep.
And that's really, like, if you can think about this, you understand where you should be looking. Where can the danger come from? That's what I have to check.
But then you also have to add in the other aspect that other people often miss and where communication becomes so vital is that taking into account where your teammates can also see and where they are covering and then how does that affect you?
Like, are you watching mid right now? Yes. Okay, so they can only come through underpass, B apartments, or somewhere on the A side. Like,
Correct.
that's it. So that's just one person that basically cleans up one entire area.
Exactly.
And that's only if he's looking at it too.
Yeah, there's always that lovely
what am I
moment.
doing? I'm in window. Okay, what are you doing in window? I'm looking at the wall.
Great. Thanks, buddy.
That's going to achieve a lot.
Yeah, but I think on the other side of things as well, the other games are starting up. So at the moment, this is a little bit one-sided, kind of what we expected to see. A real big deny coming out from the Polish side, not really allowing too many T rounds, one kind of forced into this. And in the other game, I'm trying to think who will be playing. This will be Italy up against
Nordics.
the Nordics, yes. Yes, that's the other game starting up very soon.
All right, the push here through apartments. For Brax, he's slowing it up a little bit there as Isaac again opens up the account. And there's only Braxter left at this stage. Doing some work there, but isn't able to take down Roxavise with 2 HP. And gets the kill over towards the Italian. So, 9 rounds in it. To be fair, Italians have done okay to get that one, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think, here, as the Polish can continue to apply that pressure.
Yeah, and a really multicolored looking knife there. It kind of reminds you of your arm, Toby. It's either that or a rash. You might just be having a really bad reaction to like the desk. It's just...
I am clean.
Not sure if your arm says that.
I'm about to be clean.
Oh,
Sorry, cut my back.
Zoe looking after you. That's adorable. She's like your carer half the time.
I don't think she's going to be like that. I'm not a senior citizen yet.
Really?
And it's not even coming off. It only appears to come off to my arm. I don't know what did this.
I'm not sure what's going on with your sweat, but right now we're just seeing Isaac, pretty much trashing it. Mitch, I don't think there's much more to say. It's literally like, if Isaac ever wanted a frag movie of just, trashing noobs, he's pretty good right now.
Probably the closest equivalent in video games I've seen to seal clubbing in quite some time. It seems like a bit of a stomp.
Say seal clubbing?
Seal clubbing?
Seal clubbing.
Mitch!
The term used, especially in modern tanks, for like taking a lower tier tank against like
That's very
other people in
visual,
low tier
though.
tanks. Yeah, it is, but it's describing like how helpless your opponent is when you're.
Yeah, a bit of baby stomping. We're going down the visual route.
that's probably a bit worse, but
I don't know, baby seals are pretty cute.
glad you've been able to outdo me there.
Yeah, I'm sure you could go further.
You're actually just really lucky so he didn't kill you. Just think she heard that. Cruelty against any animal, Zoe will murder you.
She did give you the look of, I will find you later and stamp on your head.
Mm-hmm.
You do not count as a human now. She's like lurks in the corner, like on the dark area of the stage, just like, I'm watching. Oh god, that scoreline, 22-3. That's pretty freaking heathen.
Steam, please.
You can turn that off.
I know. I'm going to win this.
But it's kind of funny when you get invited to great groups. Oh, so another Isaac got a kill. That's good. That's very good.
That's Anders being the solid leader for his team.
Yeah, he's on 8-0 so far in the other game, going on Vertigo. Rocking the P90 as ever.
We're going to go over there now, looks.
There we go. We are live into this one. So
High Vertigo. Who else here has a problem with heights?
me. Don't like him.
Have you never been abseiling?
Nope.
Rock climbing?
Nope.
Skydiving?
But to be fair, I'm not afraid of heights. I'm afraid of falling.
Then rock climbing should be fine.
Unless I fall.
That would be a fear which you could have then.
Anyway, Anders doing what Anders is best, clearly. As it's like in every single team, we're just seeing like one hard carry, be it Isaac, Tweede, or Anders now. It's like, let's just follow this guy and see if he can get 3Ks with P90s or Orcs.
Yeah, he's pretty much relied on that weapon back in Dust. And I believe he was up against the Spanish team. And to be fair, it worked out for him. And you can see even here, the Italians, again, not favouring that armour, just going for M4s. So this is going to be the perfect storm for anyone using a P90 right now.
You're about to say Death Kitty. Death by Kitty.
I think so. I think so. There we go. Rendog, 2. And is looking for the fine one. And Senji
quick rounds.
Just waiting by the bomb site there. It is quick CS.
It's just quick movement too. Like Anders, he knows where he wants to go up, so he's probably just said to Rendog and Proxy, take top ramp. Like, that's it. So he flashes behind the boxes, goes up the ladder. That means there's no way you can actually cover it. Like, you can kill him from mid or behind the boxes, and you have your other two guys causing a distraction on the other side. So it was perfect.
We're jumping back now to Spain versus Poland. Bit of back and forth here. I can deal with this for one round each. As long as you guys at home can keep track. It's by a Beal on his own with the grill gun, I think as Lauren dubbed it earlier before.